This week's episode, I'm going to show you some PDR extreme pulling on this Honda Pilot. Can the paintless dent removal save this panel from the paint booth? In the next few minutes, you're going to see my play-by-play plan, how I get the dent from looking like this to this without painting. Hello everyone, I'm Clark Ken, the Man of Steel. This week we have another banger. I will be removing a big dent from a 2018 Honda Pilot. The backstory, the customer hit a pole at a local service station 2 years ago. You can see the rust and the broken paint. The 3-year lease is now ending and he wants me to hide the damage. The dent is 20 inches wide by 12 inches in height. However, there's more damage behind the bumper cover. The wheel arch is also pushed in and distorted. Now you've seen the damage. I'm going to show you the tools I will be juggling to remove this dent. First set of tools on the list, a 30-inch and a 42-inch single bend paintless dent removal bars. An auto body post puller, assortment of large PDR glue tabs, a torch or a heat gun to warm the damage, a hot glue gun. You only need one blending hammer. However, I will be using 3. I will need an oak plank and a table saw for a unique wood PDR glue tab, a pocket mini screwdriver, impact or drill, polish, and a buffer to restore the shine. Alcohol to clean and remove the tabs, a PDR leather knockdown, and finally an LED PDR light. Starting the repair. First step, removing the paint transfer from the panel and the bumper cover. Removing the quarter panel flare with the impact. Next, going to drop the bumper cover. I will need to remove multiple vinyl clips and screws. Moving up to the brake light, removing 2 torx screws and pulling out the wire harness. I need to move the vehicle around so I don't want to scratch or damage the bumper, so we're going to remove it from the vehicle. I'm rolling in my post puller and putting it in place, raising the pulley arm to the height of the body panel. Now I'm securing the puller to the floor pods. The first section, I'm going to begin pulling on the bottom of the body panel. Some call a rear quarter or a wing. Before placing the glue tabs to the panel, I will need to quickly warm the surface. I'm gripping my glue gun and spreading glue to the surface of the PDR tabs. I'm going to place the glue tabs side by side on the edge of the wing, grabbing my cable and my hook and attaching it to the PDR tabs. The auto body post puller is now doing all the pulling. I'm getting a really strong pull on the tabs. It's never too late to throw in a towel for safety measures. My buddy and I, we are teaming up on this dent. My body tech is removing the buckles with a steel phase hammer. We are trying to get this wrinkled, big, deep dent to release. Going to do another round of pulling. We are slowly pulling the panel out and leaving tension on the tabs. Now we're going back to the hammers. We're knocking down the buckles layer by layer.
This is from that clip thing that I took off. That damaged that.
The quarter panel extension has a lot of buckle work. Now I'm putting in my 2 cents. I'm doing a round of blending with a leather tip and knockdown.
Yeah, now look at the dent.
You can see the dent is finally releasing. Placing a cloth on the pin so I don't accidentally scratch the paint. Leaving tension on the pin and giving the glue a few squirts of alcohol. Now let's take a closer look, panning the panel. Take a look above and below that edge. We're making progress. The body contour is looking better. However, I have a lot more body work to do. Switching to a smaller set of PDR tabs. This particular tab is curved and will fit nicely here. The straight crease tab I'm going to place along the edge. I'm squeezing hot glue on the first tab and placing it inside the dent. Next, squeezing glue on the second tab, placing it in the deep section by the body line. Running the U-bolt clamp through the tab. Next, hooking the cable to the clamp. The post puller is now pulling once again. We are switching back to the hammers, knocking and releasing more of the buckles underneath the edge.
Oh, nice.
Now attaching the puller to the curve tab.
Whoa, whoa.
Whoa.
You see that?
That was a really nice pull. Let's pan the panel and take a look at the last pull. You can see the remaining deep sections in the dent. The contour in the edge is taking shape. There is a low spot where the bumper bracket sits. We're going to place a glue tab inside that little spot and make another pull, leaving pressure on the tab so we can do some more knockdown work. We are teaming up, taking our hammers to the buckles once again. The buckles are really bad, so I will not need a light. We are working off the reflection and the clear coat. Leaving pressure on the tab, giving the glue tab a few squirts of alcohol. Most of the major pulling is done. It's time to work from the back side of the dented body panel. I will put my PDR light in place. Going to start by the edge with my tool tip. Going to begin working the crease, starting at one end and going to the other. Look at that metal move. You can see I'm bringing up the metal evenly. However, I'm still in the roughing out stage. I will need to push and bring up all the low areas. It's time to knock down the high areas of the dent. I'm getting a good read and reach. I'm using two hammers. One hammer I'm using for the knockdown. The long handles allow me to position my head further back so I can get a better overall read on the damage. Now it's time to do another round with the PDR bars, working the underside of the body panel. I'm bringing up the body line and the crease area. I'm still bulking up the metal, restoring the shape to the outer skin. I am carefully navigating my tip within the dent, twisting and pushing the PDR tool on the back side of the panel. I have great tool access from the tail light. I'm able to work the entire dent with no obstructions. This dent is relaxing and laying flat. I did a 180 pivot on the panel, cross-checking with my PDR light, using my leather tip and knockdown to take down more high areas we call the crown. switching back to the bars, working the underside of the panel, manipulating and massaging, dragging out more metal. What do we have here? The edge is still a little low. I don't need to pull the outside of the panel, I need to pull the underside. In order to do this, I will need to custom cut a wood PDR tab. I snapped into position a wood drill bit. I found my center, now running the tip completely through to the other side. Now I'm squeezing hot glue on the wood tab, placing the tab underneath the edge, running the bolt through the hole and tightening it up. Next, securing the chain to the shackle and giving the edge a strong pull. That remaining low spot pulled out perfectly. You can see how the metal laid out nice and flat with one pull. I'm going to finish up with a little more pushing on the back side and fine tuning on the outside with a few more taps with my knockdown. Time to put the vehicle back together. Putting the wire harness back in place and pushing in the light. Tightening up 2 torque screws. Aligning and attaching the bumper, starting on the driver's side and moving to the middle rear section. Now wrapping around to the passenger side. Using a clinch fist, lightly tapping the bumper into place. Now lining up the flare, starting on the left and moving clockwise over the wheel. Final step, going to restore the shine to the clear coat. I need to remove all the tapper marks and the rubbing alcohol. All the parts are back in place and the vehicle is wiped down. Time to see the final results. Thank you for watching. I have more PDR extreme pulling techniques on my channel. If you're like me, you're going to get another Dent. Consider subscribing. You keep crushing it, and I will see you in my next clip.